Bye, guys.
Yeah, I do actually.
According to treehugger.com, at 1 drip per second, a faucet can leak 3,000 gallons of water in just a year. And even though one drop can seem so insignificant, as you can see from this statistic, it can make a huge difference as time goes on. And this relates to our topic, which was water management. Water management is basically the management of water under a set of regulations which are set by the government. And we came across our topic because at the beginning we were both really lost in what we were doing and we had no idea what we were going to do. And then one day I saw this article which talked about California's groundwater and how farmers are pumping water from the ground to water the crops. But in the long run, pumping this water can cause really detrimental long-term effects to the earth. And we both realized that this is such a relevant topic to us today, and we decided to do this for our project.
So at first we decided to create a website for this topic so that we educate people about how important it is to manage our water properly. But we soon realized that we weren't capable of creating such a website with different aspects to it because we were incorporating surveys and facts and videos. So we're just why don't you create a video that would be easier to play it and people could learn from it as well. But time played an important factor in that, and we just realized that we aren't as tech savvy as we think we are, and we weren't capable of creating a video. So instead we decided to create infographics, which is appealing to people's eyes, and you could get information across the same way. So for one of them we created was about the Oroville Dam and in regards to water management, because in just this year, because we received so much rainfall in the winter season that it led to damage in the dam and potentially caused damage to nearby people. It caused about 200,000 evacuations according to Mercury News, and also affected a nearby power plant and massive erosion because of all that water that came out of the dam.
The other infographic we made was more about how people in the community can help manage water better. So according to News Deeply, they advise people to get rain barrels, and these barrels will allow people to collect the water from rainfall from their gutters, and they can reuse this water to water their plants. It also said that people in communities could create infiltration ponds, and these ponds will collect excess water that can be used when there's a shortage on water.
So from this 20-time project, we learned many things. The first thing is that time management and planning out things is very important, not only for this project, but further down in life. You should manage your time wisely and plan out things so you can become more successful. And another thing we learned is we have to adapt to different obstacles that are thrown to us. For example, we realized that we couldn't create a website, so we quickly switched the idea of creating a video, and soon that didn't work, so we had to decide to make an infographic. And even if you manage your time wisely, it's not always going to work out well, so you just quickly learn how to adapt to these obstacles. And the last thing we learned is that water management is very important to us, especially we live in California and how we had a recent drought, and that if we don't properly manage our water, for example, if you look at the Oroville Dam, the failure that happened, it could potentially lead to disasters or damage in the future.
So connections to everyday life. We have contact with water every day, of course, because water is essential for human survival. And even though we can't control the weather or predict the future, we can manage our water better, which will help make it last for longer if there's ever times when we're in a drought or something. And basically, we just need to do our part to make sure that we manage our water wisely, because we don't, like I said before, we don't know what's going to happen, so we need to make sure we do our part and conserve what we have. Thanks.